The making of a Native American Dreamcatcher is a fun, inexpensive, and fairly simple activity. The materials needed for its construction can often be found around the home or in craft stores like A.C. Moore and Michael's. Here's what you need. A 6-inch hoop made from some flexible stick or vine or some other material. 8 inches is probably as big as you'd want to get. It gets kind of difficult after that. Leather lacing. Get this at A.C. Moore. It's fairly inexpensive. Beads of various colors or material. You can get plastic or wood. A natural twine or string, heavy string. Feathers. These feathers all came from birds who died of some natural cause, like window strikes or hawks or something like that. And quick drying epoxy glue. This is kind of a cheat, but it really works great. Step 1 is the hoop. This hoop is made of some vine, and I've twisted it around itself, and you can see there's some sticking out. I'm going to bind the vine in a couple places with the twine, and then I'm going to snip off the excess. Even vines can break, so you want to bend it very gently and just kind of work it with your fingers until you've got a nice hoop. And then I'll show you the bind. Now I have bound the hoop in 2 places with the string. I used a clove hitch and another half hitch just to finish it off. I'm not going to go into a knot clinic, but the clove hitch works really well because it binds in on itself. If when you're finished you want to touch that knot with a dab of glue, that's not a bad idea either. And now you're ready to do the lacing, which is really the tricky part. Now for the fun part. We're going to weave the web inside the Dreamcatcher. I have secured the beginning with the same clove hitch that we did when we secured the hoop, and now we're going to start weaving, and it's the same thing all the way around and around and around. We just keep going. We're going to go over about 1 inch. Now you can see I'm on top. I'm going to come around the back and inside the loop. Okay, now I have more than enough of the twine. I've got about 6 feet or more. See, it's inside. Go over another inch, around and inside the loop. Inside. Now don't make it too tight. You want it snug, but not too tight. And you just continue that all the way around. When we get all the way around, then I'll show you how to do the next section. And then again, it's the same. This is the same thing we're doing all the way around. It's just back inside of itself. And the tension that you're using to pull to the next area is what holds everything in place. I've taken the first set of loops all the way around the hoop, and I'm at the last one here. So I'm going to do one more, again inside, and pull through all the. Now I snug it down. Again, not too tight. Now I'm going to go to the center of the first one. And this is where you pass it under, and then again inside of itself like this. You get it so it's right in the middle, and snug it. And that's the same thing we're going to do all the way around. Under, back to the inside, to the center, and go around. And that's every loop is going to do that. And even when you get back to the beginning, then you just do the same thing, and it's going to look like this as you go around. Again, under, get it, under, inside, snug, into the next one. I'm holding this one with my finger. Again, you don't want it too tight. Just hold it under, to the center, snug, and then move it forward. Same stitch all the way until we get to the center, and then I'll show you how to finish it off. Okay, now I have made the first and the second passes around on the webbing. So again, hold it snug, pass it from front below the string, inside your loop, snug, pull. Now here's we're going back to the beginning of, but it's the same pass. Under from the front, inside, snug, and pull. Again, and we're just going to keep going around and around and around. And you can see each time you're halving it, and it will get smaller and smaller, so as you get closer to the center it gets a little trickier. But just keep going and keep going. Now you're going to leave a hole in the center, at least I do. Some Dreamcatchers are completely pinched off in the center. Other Native Americans left a hole in the center for the good dreams to pass through, and the bad dreams would get tangled. I like that story better than just tightening it all the way into the center and pinching it off. So this one is going to have a hole in the center. I am ready to complete the webbing. There you can see going all the way around. I mentioned at the beginning that it was about 6 or 7 feet. Unfortunately, in this instance, it was not enough, so I had to add some. If you see right here, there actually is a knot where I added some more on to the end, and I kept going. I added a section to it. It's not very noticeable. If I hadn't pointed it out to you, you probably wouldn't have noticed it. But when you're making the amount of line you're going to use for your webbing, better to have too much than not enough. Alright, you can see I've gone all the way around. Now to finish it off, instead of going to the middle of the next section, I'm going to go to the knot intersection, and I'm just going to go in and around, and then just tie a little knot. Again, these things, nobody's going to be messing with this. It's just a little granny knot. nothing fancy. You can see already it's getting small enough where if you were to complete this with it cinched all the way into the center, you'd have to have a needle and thread to do the center section. So there, it's all done. I'm going to snip this off. And there we go. Now I will add the accents. You'll get your extra beads. Come up over. Actually, you put your bead on first. Up over and back down. Now here's where that pointy part really helps. You can double it back through the bead. Cinch that. And there you go. That doesn't really need glue. You can put a little glue on there if you want. So put one on the bottom, one on the side, and then traditionally they'll put one in the weaving. Like you would go like this, in through here. Pick a place in the weaving near the outside. Back in on itself. We can do the other one. Bead over. Put this one on the outside over here. Put a loop at the top, and it's ready to hang. One Dreamcatcher. Hope you liked it. Good luck. Okay, here is the glue. We'll mix this up. Just mix a little bit, because we're not going to need much to make the 3 accents, which are the feathers on the leather. We're going to make the 3 accents, which are the feathers, the beads, and the leather. We've mixed up the epoxy just a little bit. We're going to make all 3 at once, but I'm just going to demonstrate one of them. Here's the glue. Here's the leather. We'll put a little bit of glue on the leather. Let's get it on here good. Not too thickly. Put the beads in the order you want them. I'm going to go black, white, and red on this one. You'll notice how finely tipped the leather is. If you cut it at a very steep angle, the beads will go on more easily, and later on when we double back and do the top one, again, it'll be easier to slide in. We'll slide it up a little bit, put just a little bit more glue on here, slide it back, and then I've paired up a couple nice looking feathers. Just slide them right up in there. And there you go. Do that 3 times, and then you'll have all 3 of the accents for after the Dreamweaver has been weaved. Here are the three completed feather accents.